Hello, my wonderful people, my Arsenal futurites. How you doing? Going out to the whole wide world, wherever you are around the world. I hope you're okay. Thank you for your subscriptions. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for the comments you leave. Thank you for sharing our videos because the reports come back to us from YouTube saying that it's, you guys are really helping this channel to grow. But we need you to help it grow some more by subscribing some more if you can. We're aiming for our first 100. And also, if you can like the videos, please, not just this one, but you can go back and look. The last couple of years, we'll pull up over 200 videos. If you can like them and leave your comments to them, and we'll respond to you, don't worry. And also, if you can just obviously share them, and of course, leave your comments, as I said, like them, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. It's been a wonderful week for all Arsenal fans around the world. We beat Atletico Madrid 4-0 on Tuesday. I'm now talking to you on Saturday afternoon, and I was supposed to do a review of the match, but my voice, you probably can hear it, it's a bit hoarse. I've been doing a lot of shouting. I've been doing a lot of shouting, my people, and the last couple of days, my voice hasn't been strong. It's been kind of weak, and even now I'm talking to you. It's not as strong as it was, but it's gonna get better. But anyway, my people, we won 4-0, two goals for Victor Gyökeres. In actual fact, we went in at halftime 0-0. And there were some people who I know who sent me a text on my phone saying that, how do I reckon the game will go? I went for, what was my prediction? I'm trying to remember what my prediction was. I think my prediction was, I think it was 2-1 Arsenal. Yeah, I thought it'd be a very narrow win, but I knew we were going to win a match, but not by 4 goals, by maybe the odd goal, or even 1-0. But I think I went for 2-1. It's on here anyway, so you guys can go back and look at the review of the match. But I think I went for 2-1. But 4-0 was beyond one of our wildest dreams because I don't think anybody who I know went for 4-0 because we all know that Atletico Madrid have got a very good defence. It's not the same team as it was a few years ago when they were getting to the Champions League finals, when they're winning La Liga titles and winning cups, Copa del Ways and all that. But it's still a good team, and a lot of the players had then, people like Felipe Lloris and those guys, and Juan Fran and some other guys, they're not there anymore. They've now left, and it's a new rear guard action now. And even though they still got the likes of, who's still there? You still got Koke there, Griezmann is still there, but a lot of the other players they had have now left, but they still got Simeone there at their home, and I'm hearing that he's under pressure because he hasn't won anything for about 3 seasons, so he's a bit under pressure. But I don't think they'll sack him because he's done such a wonderful job, probably the best manager they've ever had, and they're a big club and they've had some great managers over the years, but he's probably the best. But anyway, Arsenal won 4-0 on Tuesday night at the Emirates against Atletico Madrid. It's our third game in the group stage, if you like, of the Champions League. Not the traditional group stage, but we all play 8 games, and then the top 8 automatically qualifies for the second round, which takes place in February. And I think the second 8, if I'm not mistaken, the second 8 qualify, and then I think there's some teams down the bottom that they get a chance to play off, but I think that's how it goes. But anyway, correct me if I'm wrong. But I know the first 8, we're third at the moment. The first 8 go through automatically to the second round, and then the second 8, they've all got to play with each other. I think they're going to do the draw for that one as well, I think. And then whoever wins out of those two-legged games, they go through. I think, or is it a one-off game? Anyway, I'm going to do some more research because this new format, I've not quite got down to it yet. I know a bit, but not the whole lot. And so what happens is that lot joins the top 8, and then they play against each other in the second round, And so we're waiting to see who qualifies in the first 8 places, and then afterwards there'll be a draw for the second 8. But anyway, Arsenal won 4-0 against Atletico. I'm hearing that it's the joint worst result since Simeone's been there, and take into consideration that Simeone has been at Atletico for 15 years. It says something. 4-0. And so the first goal was scored, obviously, typically by Gabriel. For me, probably the best defender in the world at the moment. Some say Van Dijk, some say Saliba, But for me, this guy, Gabriel is just an awesome defender. And I'm hearing that he's the most, out of all the defenders in European football the last 5 years, he's scored the most goals. I think he scored 29 goals for Arsenal. That's incredible. 5 seasons, 29 goals. That works out about what? I have to. That works out about 6 goals a season. And for a centre half, that's quite good going. And he scores a lot of goals from set pieces, whether it be corners and whether it be free kicks into the box. He gets his head onto it and scores. And before I forget, I must big up Declan Rice, because I've heard a lot of people say, Arsenal fans and non-Arsenal fans say that Declan Rice is probably the best dead ball taker or free kick taker in the world right now. Some are calling him Beckham Rice because of his free kicks. There was 2 amazing goals he scored against Real Madrid last season, and the amount of times he delivers, good balls from free kicks and corners. They're saying that he's the best dead ball specialist in European football, possibly even the world right now. And there's some decent ones out there, but yes, Declan Rice has definitely improved in his technical abilities since he's been at Arsenal. And yes, we're very pleased. But Gabriel scored our first goal in the second half. I think he scored in about 53 minutes, and then soon after we scored 4 goals in 30 minutes. That was the first goal. 50, probably 56, 57 minutes. And then a couple of minutes after, Jokeris scored his first goal. It was a bit of a tangle, bit of a scrappy goal, but they all count. And he scored his first goal in a while. And I think it's his first goal in the Champions League for Arsenal. Ball played in and he swiveled and it went in a bit untidily. But the most important thing, he got his foot to it, turned around, placed it, and the keeper probably could have got to it, but it went in for 2-0. Then about a couple of minutes later, no, I should say Gabriel Martinelli scored a second goal. A lovely one from Maitland-Niles. Oh, a lovely one from Lewis Kelly. Wakey. A lovely one from Miles Lewis Kelly. A similar one to what Patrick Vieira would have made for Arsenal back in the day. He ran through the midfield, and that's why we all can see that really the guy, the lad is not really a left back. He's a midfield player. He beat a few players, passed it to Gabriel Martinelli on the left, and he finished a bit like Thierry Henry used to finish for Arsenal. He just curled it round one time, and it went round the keeper in for 2-0. That was a second goal, I should say. I do apologise. And then now the third goal now. Jokic scored the last 2 goals. He scored the third and the fourth goal for Arsenal. The third goal for Arsenal, which is his first goal, he swiveled and turned after the ball's played in the box. And it came in, it went in a bit untidily, but the keeper could have got to it, but it went in for 3-0. And the fourth goal now was a very, very scrappy goal. Went up, cross comes in, and then I think it was another corner, if I'm not mistaken. It was another corner. The corner comes in, and then he just taps it in. And the ball was more or less, could have been probably was just on the line. And he just made sure. And he could never go wrong from there. It was more or less point blank. So 4-0 to Arsenal. It wasn't a great game, but it was a good performance from Arsenal. We played really well. As usual, we showed a lot of defensive capabilities that we have been doing for the last probably 3 seasons. But I think there's something different about Arsenal this season. We look really up for it. We look really ready. We look like we can beat any team at any moment. We also look like we can score a goal at any moment, which is really frightening. And a lot of opposition fans, Manchester United fans in this country, Liverpool, Chelsea, Spurs, etc., and you've got European fans like PSG, and PSG are the European champions, but even some of their fans are saying they're scared of Arsenal. They don't want to face Arsenal in the second round. And Real Madrid fans, and even though these guys have won the Champions League multiple times, they've won it 15 times. We've only been to one final, and they're saying already that they're scared of Arsenal. So that goes to show you how well we're playing, but we've got a long way to go. And I say to you Arsenal fans out there, if you're watching this, please don't get too ahead of yourselves. We're going to take each game as it comes, each day as it comes. And of course, if we get to the final there, we can start to get a bit giddy. But until we win that big ears trophy, I'm not going to get carried away. I'm going to be humble, and I'm just going to be patient and wait for Arsenal to finally get this long overdue monkey off our back because we've never won this trophy before. It's been going for since 1955. That's 70 years. We've never won it. So it's bugging me, and we need to win this. And so we're prayers, fingers crossed, pray to the good Lord above, the Almighty Father of creation, that we can actually, win this job. As you see, I'm a Rasta man. It's for us to win this elusive European Champions League trophy. Some people are saying that we could even win both trophies, both the Champions League and the Premier League, and that'd be like a dream come true. And if ever we did that, I'll probably go and buy a season ticket. If we won both the Champions League and the Premier League, I'll definitely go and buy a season ticket. I'm telling you, if I can get one. If I can't get a season ticket, I'll go and raid the armory and get maybe 10 different kits in one go. I'll definitely have to give something back to them for that financially, because that is just unprecedented. We've won the double before in terms of the Premier League and the FA Cup. We also won years ago in 70-71 the old First Division and the FA Cup. We've won 3 doubles in our time. If you can make it 4, if you count 93, where we won both the cups, the cup double, the League Cup and the FA Cup. We've never won the Champions League at all in our history. And to win not only just that, but to win that with the Premier League, which we haven't won for nearly 22 years, that would just be beyond our wildest dreams. I mean, that's godsend if we can do that. So we need to get behind the boys. I'm still a little bit unsure about Arteta, if he's the right man to get us over the line. Many of us are a bit, uncertain whether or not he's the man, because for a number of years, we've been here and he's been here for 6 years, and for a number of years, he hasn't got us over the line. We could have won two Premier Leagues in the last 3 seasons. I think last season was a bit different because we're very consistent, and plus we had a lot of injuries, and Liverpool sort of came in and carried Liverpool forward, and they never made many mistakes. Man City fell off as well last season. But the 2 seasons before that, we should have won the Premier League both seasons. And if we had a more experienced manager, we would have won 2 Premier Leagues on a spin. And we allow Man City to come back and get us. Hopefully this season we'll make amends, we'll win it this season, and we'll also be very nice to win the Champions League. But if we win the FA Cup, if we do another double, another domestic double, or even a domestic treble, or a second domestic double, in this time winning the Premier League and maybe the Carabao Cup, I'll be very happy. 2 trophies in one. I want 2 trophies, but the 2 trophies I want are the Premier League and the Champions League. That's what I want. But you see what happens. We'll pray on it and see what happens and leave it to God. But you guys, you look after yourselves. Don't forget to keep smashing the likes. Don't forget to share the videos. Look at all the videos. We're going to do some thumbnails for those videos, what we haven't done before. So there's quite a lot of thumbnails to make up, and we've got some people here because some of the old team members are not well. They're still recovering. And so we're getting some people in to do some thumbnails for us. So we do understand that the thumbnails are very important. And there's going to be some changes, some gradual changes, as I keep mentioning to you guys out there. There's going to be some gradual changes with the channel. Some of the artwork, the graphics, the intros, and some of the cameras and so on. You're going to see some changes in the coming several months to a year. So, stay with us. We're going to start doing some live streams as well, because we're getting the studio ready. As I keep saying this because I get emails and I get, sorry about that. Yeah, I get emails and I get text messages and I get phone calls from you guys and people who know me in general about, they've seen the channel, they want to know, so we let them know that, don't worry, the big things are coming. Some big guests are being lined up as well. Some legendary Arsenal fans who some of well, most of us know them quite well because they're all around on streams around the YouTube, and some of them have been on TV, and there's even ex-players who I know. I used to play football at a semi-professional level, and there's some ex-players who I've known from lower leagues who are quite popular, and even some players who played in the old First Division and in the Premier League, maybe. And then so I'm working to get some of those guys in for an interview and to do some streams with them, and you're gonna be in for a treat. So at the moment we're still finding our feet. It's still a young channel, 2.5 years. So hopefully within the 3 years of this channel's launch, we're gonna start to get busy and get serious. And hopefully you can help us by subscribing and leaving your comments, liking the videos, and everything. And you're gonna see that we're gonna grow from strength to strength. And it's not about being arrogant. It's about involving you guys out there, the Arsenal fans. That's why I call it Arsenal Future, because it's Arsenal with a future vision. And there's some things we need to talk about, because obviously people like Max Diamond have signed a new contract, and so on. And there's other people, David Rea has signed a new contract. Saliba signed a contract a while back, about a couple of months back, I think it was. And so we're going to bring some news about those guys in the coming weeks. And then there's an international break coming in about 3 weeks' time. So when the international break comes, we're going to, of course, talk about some of those things. Talk about the stadium as well, the new stadium. They're looking to expand Emirates, not new stadium, but to expand the existing Emirates. And we're going to talk about these things as well. And so that's about it in a nutshell. We also want to introduce a new program about Arsenal news. So we're going to come up with a new program and give you some Arsenal news, not in every day, but maybe a couple of times a week. And then we're going to talk about people who are players who are linked with, and just the ins and outs and the goings and comings about Arsenal on those days, and the latest news for Arsenal, transfer and player news, and all sorts of news coming from Arsenal. So you look out for that. You take care. As I said, thank you so much. And don't forget to keep subscribing, my guys, my gals. Can't leave out the ladies. The ladies, can't leave out the ladies. Because the ladies, they're on it. The ladies love their football, man. So we can't leave out the ladies, and of course the guys. So thank you all so much. And I'll see you soon. We'll be back later on early in the morning. We're going to be doing an upload early morning about the previewing the Crystal Palace game, because we're playing. It's at 2 o'clock, so we're going to try and get the video out there in time so that you guys can watch it and digest it. And then if you want to leave your comments, you can, as I said, and subscribe and so on. So also, don't forget to hype the video. There's a new hype. I keep forgetting to mention these to you guys. I'm sure you guys know about the hype. You can hype the video, so you can actually get involved in that as well if you can. Hype the video, and it helps with the algorithms as well. Helps us to reach, the world over, and makes our channel even more popular. And lately, we've been getting a lot of views, more than normal. So thank you so much. But above all, I'm very, very happy with Arsenal. 4-0 win. It's a very emphatic win against. I still think Atletico are one of the best teams in Europe. They probably won't. They're not amongst. They won't win the Champions League, but they're a good side. They can get to probably the last 8. They're a quarter-final side. They used to be a semi-final, stroke final side a few years ago, but now they're more or less just a quarter-final side. But they're still a very good team. And so on. So once again, you look after yourselves and look out for the preview of the Crystal Palace game, which takes place tomorrow. Bless up. Adios.